But I just wanted to play this sister song a little bit because she just passed. Forgive my unprofessionality because I'm showing it like this. Hello everybody, you're welcome back to another video on my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Blessing and you're welcome to my Blessedom TV. So in this video today, I want to use it as a tribute to our sister Osinachi Nwachukwu, who just passed on. The news was coming to us yesterday, and the accompanying story about what happened to her also. So I wanted to do this video and give her the tribute, and also to use what has happened to her as a pointer to other women that are in the situation that she found herself. But because of her religious beliefs and because of what we people say, she stayed put in that abusive situation, and it has now finally brought her to an end. So yeah, I decided to do this video as a live video so that I will not have to take too much time before I will bring it across. So you're welcome to my channel. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, I thank you very much. And I urge everyone who stops by to click the like button, like the video, support this channel. And thank you very much once again. So this our sister Osinachi Nwachukwu, she got popular through this her song of EKwueme. It was like it was very melodious, and people just it was just something that helps people to go into a phase of worship. And yeah, she got into this relationship, her husband, according to people. Let me read some of the things that people are writing, people who know her. They are saying that somebody was like, Osinachi Nwachukwu's husband has been beating and maltreating this woman, but she's been dying in silence. Now he kicked the woman on her chest, and she has been on life support for 5 days. Finally, she died. Now the man has been arrested, and I pray he rots in jail. I say this, or I say this often: who you marry is more important. So obviously, she's in an abusive relationship, and she didn't want to leave the relationship because of what people will say. And another person was also saying, remembered how he tied her up and asked the children to beat her up with cane. She told me this. So these are stories of people who know her in person, people who she told of her predicament, and yeah, now that she passed, they are coming out to speak of what they know. And another person is saying, while praying last night, all I was praying for was for God to touch the heart of people around her. Let them come out and speak. Personality to, that woman personally told someone I know that what she was passing through in the hands of that her husband. According to her, if not for the church and what people will say, I would have left this marriage. So what they are implying is that she was going through a lot of abuse. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I greet you, Emmanuel. So she was going through a lot of abuse in that marriage. And because she knows that the Christians are going to judge her, that they are going to say, well, look at you singing gospel music and you are divorced. She has to stay in that relationship, even though she knows it's dangerous for her health. And people around her know. So a lot of people are asking, you know that this woman is going through abuse in the hands of her husband. Why didn't you intervene to save her? I can tell you, not everybody will withstand the judgment that divorced women get. It takes somebody that is very strong. It takes a very supportive system for somebody that is in such life and death situation to come out of it. Thank you so much. Yeah, very sad ending. Very sad ending. So this is a very beautiful woman, promising with children. Now she's gone. She's gone. People are going to say what they are saying anyway. I think that this is a lesson for us Christians, that somebody is in an abusive relationship, the solution is not always to say stay. The solution can also be remove that person first in that physical environment. Bring the woman out. If it is your sister, let her even live. It may not be just to go to court and divorce, but separation from that physical presence, that everybody will have their space, so that the issue of beating and not beating will be out of it. Because the story we are hearing now is that the man was always beating her, and the man tied her hands to her back and told the children to flog her, and that the man stepped on her chest, and she has been in the hospital because it's a sudden death, because nobody heard that she was sick. And so these are people who know her, who are coming out now to say what they know. And the question is, why didn't they speak out earlier? How come now? Why did they have to allow her to pass? You know? Yeah, exactly. Our brother said religion says for better, for worse, but reality shows you run away from an abusive relationship. Exactly. You know, exactly. That is the world we live in. And especially because in today's reality, like for example, she was a singer. So she had something going for her. And if she would come out and forget about the judgment, people will be able to maybe help her. But she has to overcome that initial boundary of shame and what will people say, and come out. And a lot of families, they don't want anything that says separation. They will always want reconciliation, 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 forgetting that this is a human being that is under this physical abuse every day, you know. So, and sometimes it's also very hard. Really, you really want to help somebody to bring the person out, but for some reason they are not cognitively, emotionally stable enough to even imagine themselves being away from that situation. I remember I tried to help somebody in that situation because it's somebody I know at that time. So I called her. I was just going about my day, and I called her that day. I was like, I wanted to speak to her, and she was like in a very like you can hear from her voice, her panting. Yeah, I like, what is happening? What is it? And are you okay? Are you in danger? When you are calling somebody and you are you are hearing this kind of panic. And she was like, she's inside the room, the husband is beating her, and the neighbors came to rescue her and put her in that room and close that door, and the husband is beating down on the door, trying to break into the door. Like, I was like, are you kidding me right now? She said that, and she was able to say that because of she was afraid at that very moment. Otherwise, when situation have passed, if I was calling her, she would not tell me. But because I was calling her in the heat of that, because my heart just kind of went to her, and I was calling her, and she was like, I'm here, and as the neighbors, and at the end of the day, you know. And I'm like, what is going on? Do you want to die? This man has anger and rage problem. He can't control himself. And at the end of the day, it's going to be a waste. You will lose your life. And he himself, his life will be ruined. Because let's face it, if you do something and somebody dies as a result, you beat somebody, whether it's your wife, whether it's your child, your own life is ruined. You are going in for it. And what is going to happen to the children? Your fears that you don't want to leave the children, you don't want the children to become fatherless, you don't want them to not be taken care of. It's going to happen anyway. By the time you end up in the ground and the man end up in prison, the children becomes orphan already. Like, whatever it is that you are trying to avoid, it's already staring you in the face. And I tried to talk to this lady, and I tried to help her even, and she was like, she doesn't know where to go, she doesn't. And I tried to provide support. I said, okay, it's not about divorce, it's just about leaving the situation for now. Go away from there. And I tried to remove her from that physical situation. I put her up with a friend that lives not far from where she is, in an estate where it's a little bit secured, so that she will not the man will not be able to come into the estate just like that. And so she was there, and she was getting better, and she was pregnant at this time, and she was coming down, her blood pressure, everything was getting better. And then I would check in on her and send her some money, and like, okay, Just take your time, calm down, let the families let you decide what you want to do. If I will hope that you make the right decision for yourself, because I will support you. Your family, they say they will support you, you know. So after some time, I now called this lady, and I was like trying to reach her. I was not reaching her. I was wondering what's up with that. And so later on, I was like, okay, I hope she's okay. Has she given birth? What is going on? And then a relative now called me and told me that the husband family, they came to beg and they have settled, and she has gone back to her husband's family. I was like, okay. So she has gone back to her husband and they say yes. So why didn't she tell me? Like, I'm not trying to separate her from her husband or from her marriage. I was trying to rescue her. I was just trying to rescue her, you know. And I called. I was like, she picked my call. I was like, I was trying to reach you all this time and you are not picking. I was wondering if something is up with you. And she said, oh, please don't be annoyed. I know you'll be disappointed. I said, no, it's your call. It's your call. It's your choice. Because you know the person you are living with and you know the condition you are in. At least I would have expected that you will wait until you have given birth so that, she said, like, well, she doesn't want to give birth outside of her family and something like that. And so she went back. Do you know that 1 week after she has given birth, she was just coming back from the hospital. This man was beating this woman like crazy, beating this woman that they live in a flat. Like, it was just the two of them. It's just like someone at the point of death was just, falling on the door, falling, like there was no help, you know. And this man was beating her, knowing that nobody is going to come. And so she was hitting at the door, hitting at the door. The neighbors came, and then she was like, please call my brother, call my brother. And then they called her brother. The neighbors again tried to rescue her from the man, and then they called her brother. This time around, she went by herself. So sometimes it's not very easy. The women themselves are not, um, I would say, cognitively and emotionally strong enough to leave that situation because of the fear and the thought of, hey, where will I start from again? Hey, where will I go now? What about the children? Because you're going to disrupt the situation you already have. The children's school, everything will just like, upside down. You have to start all over again. So not everybody is strong. When they think about all the processes, they will just say, let me just try to avoid him, avoid anything that will trigger him. But the person that is violent, when he's getting away the violence, he'll be thinking, it's like, I'm not dealing with this person enough. It's like something is missing. It's like there's something I need to do. I'm doing all this thing and this person is still taking me for granted. And you will see them increasing, the way they beat, the intensity with which they do what they do, and at the end of the day they will end up taking the life of that person. So I'm just trying to say that, let's, as Christians, first of all, we need to stop judging, and we need to encourage people in abusive relationship. Most times it's only women we know of, women fall mostly, but there are also men that are falling into domestic situation, and people laugh at them. They say, this one now woman rapper na, we laugh at the people who are passing through violence in their home that can lead to their demise. And now at the end of the day, when they are gone, we are now start crying. We now start saying, oh, it was the husband. But if it was made public, and everybody will be afraid, you can't make this thing public because it's not your private business. It's a family issue. And if the person is not willing to make it public and you are making it public, you are also incurring their wrath, and you are, abusing the confidence that they have in you. So sometimes it's just to provide the environment that everybody knows that I can always come out and people will understand me. Let us judge less. That's just the solution. The way I'm looking at it. I don't know if anybody have another alternative perspective or solution, but I feel like there needs to be an atmosphere of less judgment. Let's be more empathic and listen to people and stop judging and stop concluding. If she's a Christian, she's a singer, and the husband is abusive and she leaves the husband, so be it. Let's stop judging and say, oh, you are singing something else, you are doing something else. Let's have that faith that the person knows what they are doing. You understand? And if it's a man, let's also stop the judgment and say, oh, you the men will be men. This is how the men are, all those kind of things. And we are Christians. Christians are supposed to judge less, show more compassion to our fellow members, not just only the moral code, moral code, moral code. We live in a physical world, and we are here in our physical bodies, and we are dealing with life issues, and we should understand that and have that element. Say, this is a physical something that is happening live. It's not something spiritual. It's not something you want to go and be attributing some kind of spirituality to it, So when somebody's in that situation, please, let's be of help to bring the person out. So it is very, very unfortunate that this woman has to go like this. It's very, very unfortunate. But I feel like what is done is done. She has passed on. May her soul rest in peace. May her children find comfort, and somebody that will help them, to take care of them, to be there for them. And I hope that the husband will get the judgment that he deserves for what he has done. You see, and yeah, above all, it's a tragedy for everybody. It's just a tragedy. It's unnecessary and unwarranted passing of a very talented, creative woman. It's a loss. It's a loss on everybody. It's a loss. The children have lost their parents. The mom is gone. The dad is definitely going to be a long time in the law with the government. And what is going to happen to the children? They will fall into foster care, related. And I think people who do domestic violence, you need to think beyond the anger you are doing now, now, now. You are doing anger, it has repercussions, very, very strong one. Let's calm down. There's too much violence, too much violence. Everybody wants to settle everything with violence. Everybody wants, the aggression is just too much. Let us calm down, please. Let us calm down. My tribute to Osinachi. May God rest her soul. May the family find condolences. And please, my people, like I've said before, let us just less, let us have more empathy, and let us be helpful for people who need our help in such situation. So I think this is all I have to say. If there's any other thing I miss, I will say it again in another video. Please don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you very soon in another video. Bye for now.